Welcome to the Entrepreneurial SME. I'm Rams Mabote. The old saying goes that one man's poison is another man's meat. Whereas Mopani worms are not everyone's favorite delicacy, an enterprising woman has turned them into a profitable hustle. Meet Phuti Kabasa, CEO of Mopani Queens. But before we get to the secret ingredient to her business, let's take a look where it all began.
My name is Phuti Ngoasheng. I'm the founder of Mopani Queens. Mopani Queens, we do edible insects, particularly Mopani caterpillars. So we do products made from Mopani caterpillars. We do Mopani pies, which are flavored Mopani snacks that you can eat at any time. We also do Mopani tortillas. We also do Mopani spices. So we're very passionate about the Mopani caterpillar as a snack and as something that you can use in your everyday cooking. We started the business in 2019, so it's been a couple of years. Yeah, so since 2019 when we started experimenting with what can we do with this incredible insect, and to what we are today, where we have a number of products on our line. What inspired me was when I moved to Pretoria, and I found it very hard to find Mopani caterpillars because I'm from a place where they're easily available. So I thought I could be that person who makes it available. The business has grown, hey, from 2019, where we were just only selling just one flavor of Mopani caterpillars, to where we are now. And the customers that we have now, the sales that we have now, and the shops that we're in now. So we have grown quite a bit. People recognize our brand. They ask for it in shops where Mopani buys and all of that. So I think we've done quite well, from just being myself in the kitchen to now having a staff and people who come in to help with, preparing the products, taking it to the market, etc. So I think we have grown quite a bit. In the next 5 years, I see us having our own big facility that runs 24/7 with a staff complement of 50, being in almost every shop that you can think of. That's what I see. I see us having a secure source, back in the rurals, where we know that we have a 100-hectare farm that we can, harvest from, that we look after. So I see a lot of things for Mopani Queens. I see our product range wider than it is.
Phuti, good evening, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
They say normally we start a business to solve a problem. I heard you that you were solving your own problem, that you got to Pretoria and there was no Mopani worms.
Yes.
But how did you know that we were going to solve the problem for many other people who are going to be customers?
Oh, well, I was intrigued really when I came across somebody who had never eaten Mopani worms before, and they were asking me, what does it taste like? How do you prepare it? And then I told them, they're like, can't you put something else that I know, that it can be familiar for me to eat? And then I said, okay, let me try and see what I can do. And being a mother, there's this trick you learn where you hide medicine in food. So I thought, okay, let me see what I can do. How do I make this yummy so people can...
And that's the point, right?
Yes.
Because it's not a glamorous thing. It is not, or at least it's not presented as such. And you took a risk in doing this.
Yes, I did. So that's what we did. We experimented, and then we came up with these 3 lovely flavors, and we thought, let's try it and see. And people loved it, and they were like,
Who are these people?
Well, you'll be surprised that my very first customer of the flavored Mopani was actually a guy from Eastern Cape, and he had never eaten Mopani worms before, and he was the one who actually challenged me to make it much more palatable, so to speak.
But I suspect many other people who encounter your business, you probably have to start at a point of education.
For some, yes, for a lot.
What do you tell them?
I tell them Mopani caterpillars are high in protein. They are an all-rounder, very nutritious. They have fiber, and they are good for the environment. They have a less environmental footprint than your normal meat that you eat every day. So a lot of people get caught by that. They are looking for food that is climate friendly. They need to know where it comes from. They need to know whether it was produced sustainably, etc. So that's where.
How do you get to these clients? These lovers of these amazing protein heavy.
Yes. So initially we attended markets, right? Yeah. Going to every market that was there that would take us, because a lot of markets are a bit skeptical. You're coming here selling Mopani, that's your only product, blah, blah, blah. But you get there and you meet people, and then they'll say, wow, this is nice. Do you know I have a running club? I will share my details there. So word of mouth also helped quite a lot when we started the business. And then obviously being on social media helps, so that people know where to find you when they're looking for you, if they've heard about you.
Where do you source the product?
We source the products from Palabora, yes. That's our main area.
Is that the best source of the product in the country? It's the
best source of the products for the country. Yeah. And in instances where there is low numbers, then we go to Botswana.
Okay. Yeah. And pardon the next question. Yeah. It comes from total ignorance. And you source them live, or they come already in their deathbed?
Well, we have to go into the bush when it's time for the Mopani and actually.
Or they have a season?
Yes, they have a season. We pick them from nature, and we go through the whole process of cleaning them and drying them.
That sounds labor intensive then.
Yes, it is very labor intensive. During those times, we can have a staff complement of about 20 to 30 people to help. And it's also a short period, and it's very hot, so you need to go there. You know, Palabora gets extremely hot.
Yes.
So you need to go there, like try to be there early and make sure you're not there for the entirety of the day, because it does get very hot. And yeah.
How does that impact the price point?
It does.
You get them from far, it's Palabora, they are labor intensive, you have to do them and avoid the sun and do them at odd hours. And then the packaging, all the stuff, how does it impact the price point?
It does impact the price point, but luckily most of our customers know the whole process of what goes behind picking up Mopani worms, that it's a niche product, and there's a lot of labor and cost that goes towards producing it, so they accept the price as it comes.
So you clearly would know about the quality, but then there's another part. This is food. Yes. Then there's regulation involved.
Yes.
How are you regulated?
You know, when you get into business, you don't know all these things. You are in the business of not knowing what you don't know. Yeah. And then you discover on the way that actually you need to have some sort of permit and all of that. So, so far we have a COA, a Certificate of Acceptability, that allows us to actually produce the products in our factory and sell them to customers. That's about the only one that's there.
And that's adequate?
Yeah, so far it's adequate. But if you want to go and import now, then you'll have to have a facility that is HACCP approved and meets all the other standards that are there. And that's something that we're working towards.
That is in the next 5 years?
Yes.
Let's take a break. We'll get to that. We shall be back very shortly. Please do not touch that dial.